Okay, it's Tuesday the 21st of August now. It's 20 to 2 in the afternoon, and I did actually come out here wearing a jacket, okay, but it was actually still overcast then in the morning, well, completely overcast in the morning. The chemical smog, it just melts away. It's not a weather front like they call it on the Met Office. Those sick fuckers, those sick lying arseholes normalizing geo-engineering, normalizing basically weather warfare, weather or terrorism, basically. So what to say? Obviously now it clears up first on the coast. That's one of the benefits of being on the coast. You've got the channel there. There's always it's always channeling, trying to channel fresh air. After all, it's always trying to clear up in the channel. So what does this mean? I expect a response from the scum, basically the sky scum, within an hour or two maybe, and you'll see, unless that's one already. No, it might be just, no, it's one that just looks like he's kicking up what's already up there, because there's a shitload of particulates still up there, right? But yeah, the response will either come soon in a couple of hours, or it will be the same thing where you know, the pre-dawn terrorist attack, basically. I guess I'll try and wake up at dawn tomorrow to catch him in the act, because that's when it's most likely going to be. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Yeah. So this is it did clear up 2 days ago in the late afternoon, but they you know, I didn't wake up yesterday morning to catch them in the act. Sorry about that, but I will catch them tomorrow. I will make sure to wake up tomorrow morning, no matter how ill I feel, basically. Yeah, okay, thanks. Okay, it's 3:10, and it didn't take them long. I don't know why they've done it there. You can see that, can't you? Just behind the cloud there, and then as we go across, obviously the big ones. Yeah. That's been laid down, you know, probably not long ago. It's starting to spread out. So it, you know, isn't even the next day, and they're already trying to ruin yet another day of summer. Madness. But basically, this is now the 10th day where we haven't had a full summer's day in 10 days. Okay, overcast this morning. It only suddenly cleared up. It started clearing up about 12:30. Okay, and I was in town. It was market day, and you know, when it's grey and dull, you don't really notice people's flesh hue, the hue of their flesh. But as soon as the sun came out, did I notice there was there's a portion of the people there in the market who suddenly looked very uncomfortable. They looked very uncomfortable that the sun was out. Yeah, and they were very pale. They were ghost faces. That's the word for it. Honestly, some of them look like they could be albinos. And they all look very uncomfortable, and they put on their sunglasses immediately. And they started, some of them I noticed started putting their hand over their brow, or looked like they were fiddling with their hair an awful lot, as they tried to shield their exposed face, their ghost face, yeah, from the sun. And that's why early in my video I was actually it's in the park there, but there's a car park right there behind me in the first part of the video. And as the sky cleared up, I started noticing people leave in an awful hurry. Should have recorded them really, but then that'll probably be a bit too much, you know. You know, basically it looked like I was following ghost-faced albinos scurrying off to their cars to hide from the sun. That's literally what it looked like maggots. Yeah, maggots squirming away from the sunlight. Yeah, or whatever other freaking creature runs away from the sun, I don't know. So what kind of people are these, where they can't be in the sun, or where they get skin cancer and die, and they can't get a tan? What is this? This is not natural. And I'm just going to affirm again, I think they're already dead. They've lost their life, their God-given life. They're spiritually dead, and you're simply seeing the facade, of a person, and they're actually just now a host for Satan entirely. God knows what they do, just causing misery and trying to corrupt people in their time here. Alright, so I haven't seen any planes spraying. Or is that one now? Yeah, that looks like one now, doesn't it? Look like that. I can't see the screen. The sun's behind me, and I'm just completely blinded. Alright, am I getting this? I'm gonna have to keep it zoomed out, otherwise I really don't know. But look, there's one going now. Yeah, let's see if it's persistent, shall we? Let's play a game, children. Contrail, which doesn't happen with modern planes anymore. Only the very old planes would produce condensation. Looks like it's not persistent, that one, from the looks of it. Yeah, okay, alright, I'll just follow it a little bit longer. You might be nah, it's not a chemtrail this time. You see, that's the thing. If we were insane or suffering from psychosis, we would literally be seeing every plane as spraying a chemtrail, which is not the case, is it? And anyway, the only people I'm arguing with are literally the spawn of Satan anyway, so I don't really want to talk to you. If any kind of people post any dumb comments, right, you're just going to be blocked. I'm not, just like, what's the lesson? Adam and Eve in the garden, and the snake, yeah? The snake basically uses discourse to trick them. And that's, you fall for the discourse, where a devil basically is trying to convince you, nah, it's alright, you can go against God's will. You'll be okay. He didn't literally mean that, yeah? That's the first sin. You don't enter into any kind of discourse with these devils, and you certainly wouldn't think it's a good idea to attend their conventions where they gaslight you and try and control the terminology. Yeah, they only want you using their terminology, right? Chemtrail, they don't like it. And then if you want to talk about other things, if you don't believe in gravity, for example, that's looking normal again. That one, it's actually dissipating, and it isn't a contrail. It's simply kicking up what's already up there. There's a hell of a lot of particulate. Okay, because on a earlier on in the summer, where we had about a week of no chemtrails earlier on, or was it June? You would see planes all day, no contrail, all day. Okay, and so yeah, it's not looking good anyway. So it seems they might let us have the rest of today. I don't know what these lines are all about. Well, maybe it's possible this was just above the chemical smog. Maybe they gave up spraying for the day as they saw it clearing up. Okay, so they just stopped there. Maybe they would have... Oh wait, that does look like a chemtrail now. There we go. That's definitely a chemtrail. It's persisting. See that? Right, and there you go. That's not a chemtrail, because it's just it's disappearing. You see? Oh, that one, it's persisting. They did the old on and off. So yeah, no, they're not giving us today. I don't know. I mean, come on. There's only 3 hours left of the day. It would be a waste of resources now to chemtrail the sky. Surely. And yeah, I might as well say now, what a wonderful radiating heat. I feel warm. I feel good. You know? I'm after this video, I'm not going to waste my time anymore. I think I'm just going to sunbathe. I don't know if I should even bother cleaning my pool, or maybe I should. I'm just thinking, honestly, I'm thinking about just draining my pool now, because the scum, the terrorists, the ghost-faced albino spawn of Satan, they're determined to cancel the rest of summer. The disgusting Met Office already talking as though these chemicals are a weather front, and then they say utter nonsense, like they call this fresher when they call it overcast. That these scum at the Met Office, they call it, oh, it's going to be a bit fresher. This is satanic. This is sick. I wonder how many people there are walking around who are dead, spiritually dead, and it's only Satan, giving rise to their life on earth now. That's why they have to do what Satan says, otherwise, bam, straight to hell. Yeah. How many people are dead? How many people are just stupid, and they're bullied, they're stupid and they're weak. They're bullied and gaslighted into just agreeing with, Satan's spawn. Because after all, you don't agree with them, you don't conform. Yeah, you say something you're not supposed to, they will attack you. And they do attack you. It's disgusting. If what we're saying, yeah, is such a joke, it would just be laughed off. Okay? And if the things that I talk about actually spread to the remaining people are actually still alive spiritually on earth, right? It would go as far as criminalizing it and sectioning us and putting us in the loony bin. Even it would end up in, with lobotomies, chemical lobotomies. See there, so there it is. It's sprayed and it's just persisting now. This is a crime, a terrorist attack. It's all being done because there are people walking around dead who can't go in the sun. That's the real zombie. It's just a facade of a person. And it's just Satan breathing his unholy spirit into them, animating them, and and they go in the sun. Their skin peels off. They develop skin cancer, and they get tumours all festering out throughout their body, and their body oozing pus. That's what actually happens. Yeah, and like I said, why are there so many people now reliant on some special serums these days every month to have their blood changed? Okay, like I'm saying, it might be your loved one, even some relative even might be like this. Yeah, okay, but don't feel bad though, because look, we're pretty much all of us hybrid with the serpent seed, but still we have the choice. You choose God, and you realize what Jesus did for us. That was God on earth, and He's giving us the out away from here. If you realize that, you'll be protected from all this. Okay? That's all it takes, is a choice. So unfortunately, those people who've either they thought they were damned to begin with, or they committed just way too much sin and they died, that was actually a choice. They weren't doomed from the beginning. None of us were. It's simply a choice. Like I said, God doesn't send any of us to hell. Only you send yourself with the the help of Satan, yeah, tricking you, by the way, and tempting you, yeah. Listen, what's that? Let's see if he's spraying. Look, that was still there. Look, still there. Okay, so that's I don't know how many days has that been. 12, 13, about 13 days of tainted skies. I remember it was it Tuesday was it 2 weeks ago? That was the last day I remember where we actually had blue sky, and that was no chemtrails, which I noticed anyway. And we've got all this bollocks hanging over us, like an evil. Like, yeah, it is. It's an evil. Okay. I mean, if Satan doesn't have any bodies to live in, I guess he's dead. So he's trying to keep his zombie bodies alive. Who knows? Maybe that's why they want to inhabit the Arctic. Oh goodness, it's gone straight across there. Look at that, it's disgraceful. Still spraying. Yeah, the Arctic, and who knows, maybe next the ice wall, which they call Antarctica, and pretend it's a continent, not a ring around us. Yeah, maybe Satan will have to, all his people will have to evac to the Arctic. You know, they're probably living on Greenland next. Yeah, as you know, our actual sun is changing. And what's this? What was it in Russia? The sun disappeared this summer in the day, not an eclipse, all right? And in Canada the other day, well, I can't remember, was it the West Coast somewhere? Anyway, just look it up. Canada, at 10 AM, the sun disappeared and came back, I don't know, an hour later or something. You know, it's ridiculous. Our sun is changing because, you know, God knows, there is a ton of walking dead on Earth, holding all the positions of power, lying to us daily about everything. Satan's people are the walking dead. Yeah, what was it? A YouTube channel, I don't know, was it a few years ago? I think, I don't know. It's called The Servant King. It's a Canadian chap. He, I think he owned like a falconry business, right? And they outlawed that in Canada. So whenever that was, just look up when it is. And the government came and stole all his birds. That was his business, you know, rearing and training these birds for falconry. And they stole it. He took everything. You know, it was not. It wasn't. He had nothing left after that. And this man, he woke up to the lies of society after that. You know, he's a real Christian man. You know, not a churchgoer, the posers, with paedophile priests as their intercessor, especially Catholic priests. Those people are not Christians. Yeah. And you know, what is it? And anyway, this man, the Servant King on YouTube, I wonder if his videos are still up there. He tries to teach you about the confusion of mind. You know, because people can't separate in their minds what is reality and what is a construct of the mind. Yeah, because unfortunately, most people are living out their lives basically treating the conceptual as reality, which it isn't. You know, like laws and beliefs, you know, especially like ball earth and all that, and gravity and all that nonsense. Yeah, that's going to lead you to death, to sin and death. Believing in lies, you've got to sort this crap out. Ooh, very, very hot. Yeah, actually I might clean my pool. You know, it would actually be refreshing to clean my pool, because unfortunately I've got a tree, you know, above the pool. And with it being grey and overcast and raining all the time, all the debris from the tree gets in the pool, even because this stupid cover, I don't know why it had to have holes in it. I mean, I tried to tape some of the holes up, yeah, but unfortunately loads of debris still gets in the pool. Yeah, so I talked about Servant King, you know, the Servant King on YouTube. There's something else I wanted to say that important. It's escaping me now. It's unfortunate. See? Something very important I wanted to say. Something profound as well. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. It's they just won't stop. They can't help themselves. Utter scum. And like I said, I don't care if this is irradiation treatment, because Fukushima poison and probably other meltdowns are, you know, across the world they don't even mention. It's irradiated everything. Okay, that's why what was it, earlier, before Christmas last year, the QA hospital, that direction there somewhere, somewhere there, yeah, the QA hospital, Queen Alexandra Hospital in Portsmouth. It's on the news. Their car park was backed up with ambulances because they couldn't take any of the patients in, and there was an outbreak of breathing problems, you know, respiratory problems, where the people couldn't breathe, they were gasping for air or something, you know. And guess what? That's one of the first signs of radiation poisoning. That's one of the symptoms. It's respiratory problems. Yeah. Can you see the wood pigeon? Well, locally they're known as culvers. Yeah, he's going for a drink, is he? Yeah. Yeah. So if you ever got a wood pigeon as a pet, you could call him Calvin Klein. Aha, you get it? It's multiple jokes in one. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, at the hospital you had the respiratory illnesses case, and of course spray, you know, and like I say, they spray all over the sea as well. I think they do more heavy metals over the oceans, right, as that absorbs the radiation, and then they want it to actually go into the ocean and be absorbed into the ocean, which is probably what the bunker fuel concoction is as well. They want it drawn down into the sea, you see, and that's why there's been a whole load of sea life deaths everywhere, basically. But last year, I remember last year summer was at Bognor Regis. There were beach goers, a nice hot sunny day, you know, kind of like now. It's hot, nice, hot and sunny. You could go to the beach and go in the sea. It's really nice and warm. A poison fog cloud came over the beach, and all the people had to end up going to hospital. Okay, so that was probably a case of the heavy metal chemtrail nonsense. It didn't be absorbed into it wasn't absorbed into the ocean. Instead, it blew over the beach. Okay, what else are the symptoms? Is nervous system symptoms, you know, like illnesses, like, I don't know, well, you know, all the nervous symptom ones, you know, I don't know, MS, ME, lupus, I don't know, yeah, that's, and then of course you've got the stomach upsets, because of course your stomach lining, I think, and intestine lining, is it? I don't know what you call it, is it gastritis or something? Basically your stomach will be upset a lot more often since this radiation started, which I've actually been having those symptoms. My stomach is upset a lot, and the only thing which seems to cure my stomach problems is eating very rich food. Otherwise it's all it's all upset and runny. Okay. Obviously I can't eat rich food all the time. I have a heart attack. Yeah, and let's see what else is there. Yeah, the flu symptoms, like you had that doctor saying chemtrail flu, right? Obviously they needed one doctor to sort of say some truth but not the whole truth, because the doctor, remember the chemtrail flu doctor who got a lot of shit for that, okay? That was obviously planned, but, because they're all Masons, these arseholes. These, they're all Satans. They're all Satanists. Alright? So they said, one of us has to come out and say it's chemtrail flu, at least. Because they had, especially in the winter, right? Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, yeah. All these things happened before Christmas, okay? And we actually, it was in December, honestly, some of the days it was sunny and nice, and it felt like it was going back to spring. In fact, I did even see bulbs, yeah, bulb flowers actually blooming in December, right? Okay? Alright, and there was a hell of a lot of people exhibiting flu-like symptoms, and me too, yeah. Waking up every morning, runny nose, you know, or blocked in the morning, and then I'd recover by noon, and then near the end of the day nearing, and again my nose would start leaking as I got weaker throughout the day. Yeah, and guess what? All those symptoms went away. I think one of my very first videos, was it at the end of December, or was it near the end of December, or was it January? I'm not sure. You go back and look. Then boom, one of the heaviest spray days ever occurred. And then after that, yeah, all these flu-like symptoms, they lessened, and then they disappeared. You see? And there were no more cases of respiratory illness outbreaks, you know, throughout the country and probably the world. You know, it's all hush-hush. You only hear about it in the local news. It's probably everywhere, you know. So there you go. So, you know, because it was winter, you know, and dim and cold, maybe they figured, nah, we don't have to spray, because the main reason is they spray because they hate the sun, okay? But it's also as an irradiation treatment, okay? And when they realise, oh dear, we're going to have to spray, right? Because people are getting sick now, they're exhibiting the irradiation sickness, the radiation sickness, yeah. And then boom, they were spraying so heavily after that it was and they brought down the beast from the east with all the spraying. Beast from the east. Why do they do that? Maybe the air is cleaner from the Arctic and they pull it down. Yeah. I wonder how it works. How do the currents take the Fukushima radiation? It must be cleaner up in the Arctic Circle, so that's why they did it. They pulled down the Arctic air, and then we froze. We were frozen at the beginning of March, if I remember right, earlier this year. And it was threatening to go back to winter at one stage when it was April, I think. It was like 5 degrees in April. It was absolutely mental. Completely overcast days, threatening to go back to winter. I've got the video here, I don't remember doing it. It's ridiculous. And it seemed that, you know, it was so ridiculous they had to stop spraying, and they actually let spring happen at the end of April. Yeah. Okay, I'll end the video. It's super long. 25 minutes of bullshit, basically. And, you know, it's bullshit because it's not going to amount to anything, is it? Satan runs this world, and honestly, I wish they didn't treat us for radiation sickness. It would be better if we died, but that's what Satan doesn't want us to die. He wants us to live as long as possible here on the earth, which is now a wasteland. You know, to basically have more chance of us sinning and condemning ourselves to hell. Maybe some people even lose their faith in God. You know, when it comes to the point where this climate will completely collapse. You know, there'll be food shortages everywhere. I don't know, if just the food will just melt, I guess, with all the radiation. It won't be able to hold a structure. It'll melt, and all the nasties will eat it. And when it comes to the point where there's so much suffering on Earth, you know, people who don't, you know, their heart isn't in it, they're gonna say, I don't believe in God, right? But if you ask me, I will believe in God even more. Right at the end, when there is suffering and death everywhere, I will believe in God more than ever. So take that, Satan. You can't get me. Goodbye. I thought I'd show you how clear it is in this direction, which is probably why they're spraying that way. Yeah, because they want it to react with their frequencies to pull the clouds. Well, the chemical smog. They want it to react with what's already up there, and then they'll pull it like a blanket, which is what they did 2 days ago when it cleared up. So look how clear it is this way. Very, very clear. Yeah, so what weather system is that, Met Office scum? A weather system that dissipates and melts away like chemicals. That is chemicals a weather system? Yes, well, what did you say? Oh, the jet stream has gone further south. Now we're having the jet stream bringing us towards autumn, yeah? You were saying that in fucking July. And you kept, you know, all throughout summer you kept on announcing fucking thunderstorms all throughout fucking summer, you sick motherfuckers. Alright, you sick bastards, you devils. What more is there to say about you? I don't want to talk with you, I'm just going to call you what you are. The spawn of Satan, all the people that work at the Met Office. How could anyone, and all these pilots, how can anyone with a, you know, with a conscience, with, you know, with spirit, you know, God's life in them, just do this, spraying day in and day out? This is madness. Alright, and so yeah, that's basically I wanted to show you how clear it is this way, which is why they're not spraying that way. Usually, you know, the reflective particulate they spray, they do it in front of the sun and the, you know, the path the sun's going to take. But it seems today the plan is to try and hold together the chemical smog that's that, you know, in that direction. I don't think it's cleared up in that direction. Okay, only I guess it breathes in the most out of Portsmouth Harbour. It's really breathing in and out of there hard. There's a lot of air blowing and sucking in and out of Portsmouth Harbour. But at the same time, it's very sheltered by the Isle of Wight, you see. It's got very stable conditions here. That's why historically it was a port. Well, you know, a major port. It's not so major anymore. You know, it's really it needs to be all dredged up and widened up, and that won't happen because Portsmouth is already overdeveloped now. So there's no chance of it becoming a modern port anymore. You have to go to, is it Southampton? Well, even that one's not modernised enough. Yeah. In fact, Southampton, they had a container ship. It seemed like was it an oil tanker or a container ship? I think it was purposefully, you know, not officially though, this is why I reckon, purposefully ran aground. Yes, it was beached. And why was it beached? I can't remember. What was the story? I think because all the money was going up north to, you know, the ports up north. You know, like I don't know what the ports are. I've forgotten now. Mine's gone blank. The ports up north were getting money to be redeveloped. Okay, so it seems like it was like a protest kind of incident where the port in Southampton staged this incident saying, yeah, government, you better, you know, fund us for, you know, more redevelopment, you know, aging port, right? You need it bigger, we need all the sand dredged up, etc. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go now. It's too long. I'm just talking bollocks now, aren't I? Bye. Alright, you can really see to the east where there was still a hell of a lot of chemical smog. The agenda of today seems to be conserve resources, keep the areas with chemical cover clouded up for the rest of the day. It's all that way. Right? I mean, that's not a chemtrail. It's not all this way clear. So they're conserving resources for today. I mean, there's only a few hours left of the day. And so I expect at pre-dawn, just before dawn, I expect there for it to be the fleet of chemtrailing scum, and I'm going to catch that tomorrow morning. I'll look out for the video tomorrow morning. Yeah, as you can see, all at the bottom of my pool, it's covered in debris. I've got to go around, suck that all up with my other filter pump. Otherwise, it's actually clean and clear as the day I filled it up in May. And look, the scum continue spraying. Utter evil scumbags they are. Look at that. Doesn't look good at all. There's, for whatever reason, there's a line of spray over there. Can you see that? Can you see that? There you go. There you go. It's hard for me to see the screen. Here, it's just, see, it's a fresh one. It's in progress. It's absolute terrorism. Yeah. It's all nasty that way. They're trying to make a whiteout, even with only 2 hours left of the day. They're still trying to block out the sun. Absolutely evil. It's satanic. It's sick. What's taking place? And with that, I'm gonna try and clean up my pool as fast as I can. And, well, I can't even do it fast. I've got to be really careful to not stir up all the settled shit. You know, I've got to suck it all up without stirring it around. Otherwise, that'll make it even worse. Okay, just end with this. Utter scum. Yeah, and that's the tree, by the way, which all the debris comes off when it rains, all for the past 2 weeks, near enough. Chemically induced rain. I do not consent to this, but I guess that doesn't matter. They're just doing this anyway at our expense. And they're looking out for their albino, ghost-faced dead people who can't go in the sun. Otherwise they get their skin peels off, they get skin cancer, and their tumours fester all throughout their body, and they ooze with pus and cancer. And you know, I guess vampiric dead people are more important than people who are still alive. Yeah, got to make it grey and shit so they can carry on going. Apparently, fuck the rest of us. Very strange looking sun as well. I mean, what is that crap in front of it? What is going on with the sun? What is weird. Anyway, I don't know, it could be the end just any day, or for all I know, I don't know. I hope it's soon though, because I'm fed up. I'm fed up having to live with you know, devils on earth lying to me all the time. It's such a shame, and it shouldn't be like this. So there you go. 15 minutes of kneeling down and using my original pump, which was too weak for the aero, was it hydro aeration bubble thingy, like a bubble jet almost. And I just went around and sucked everything up. So tips. This is the same water since May, by the way. The beginning of May, actually. Yeah. So that's a long time now, and it's as clear and clean as the day I put it in, basically. Right, tips. Okay, other than having a ultraviolet aquarium light in the tube there, which is always on, by the way. Other than that, just always make sure to chlorinate. You know, have it one of those dispensers and you know, those tablets. It takes a long time for them to dissolve, but also on top of that, have the bigger granules for swimming pools, and always make sure your pool gives off a slight chlorine smell, right? If you can't smell it, right, it's gonna go green, okay? And then that's it. You know, if you let it go on green too much, you either have to use expensive chemicals to clean it, which isn't worth it in a pool this size, you know, or basically you're gonna have a hard job actually, you know, you actually have to scrub it, and you know, I don't know, you add a hell of a lot of chlorine, and it was, you know, so you never want that to happen. You always want to have that slight chlorine smell. So like I say, use the slow dissolvable tablets, always in there when you're not in there, and always top it up with the swimming pool chlorine granules. Yeah. And there you go. Look, I could probably keep this water indefinitely with this system, to be honest. Yeah. The only reason it got dirty is, like I said, the tree, and have a look at the sky. You know, let's see what's happened. Okay, there's been some nasty little sprays there, but Check out that, there we go, it's a cross. Whilst I've been busy, a chemtrail cross has been sprayed. That's a big fuck you. Look at that. Tomorrow morning you can expect a dawn assault, basically a chemical terrorist attack at dawn, which will occur, and I'm gonna wake up for it and to video it. Okay, so I'm, you know, as bad as it is, as bad as the days, you know, every day for over 2 weeks now has been tainted. I'm just gonna try not let it bother me. Otherwise, I'll probably have a heart attack, you know, because it's really, you know, if you let it get to you, you'll have a heart attack. You'll be so stressed out, and you'll kill yourself worrying about things like this. So I'm just gonna take a dip and have a little bit of a sunbathe whilst there's still sun out, and call it a day. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, as it approaches now 6 PM, a day is finished. They've been they've been tainting the day with spray, even though it was literally only 3 hours of sunshine. And of course, this spray here, that was right in front of the sun. You know, it's an absolute disgrace. These people are completely evil. They're, you know, this is what happens. I mean, after all, being complicit with evil, allowing them to live as a fifth column in every country in the world. And yeah, now I guess we're all the Palestinians. Yeah.